So Mark gave our team a ring a few months ago and said, I've got a budget, I need you to build me a dual cab 79. Anyway, the team's gone great, we know exactly what you need. So this is part one of a touring 79 dual cab essentials build, exactly what you see behind me. So let's go through it and let you know what you need for your dual cab 79 Tourer. Okay, so step one in a touring essential 79 series dual cab is definitely got to be your GVM. Now, one thing I do want to reiterate to you guys is that when we do a build, we try and get the entire picture that our customer is trying to achieve first. So we want to know what your absolute end result picture is for your build. So that's going to then paint exactly what we need to allow us to help you get to where you want to be when you're doing a build with us. So step one for Mark's vehicle was definitely GVM. Building a 70 is one of those things where it's like, great, you want to do long distance, you want to be going to things like the Simpson or Flinders Ranges or anything that is remote. You need more fuel, you need water, you obviously need somewhere to store your gear, you need camping products, so GVM is just number one must have. So what we've done in this kit is the superior Outback Tourer kit in the leaf sprung option. It is a 4.2 ton GVM upgrade, which is getting you up from the 3450 all the way up to the 42. Now, this kit is probably one of our most popular ones. Because you're retaining the leafs, it definitely brings you into that little bit more affordable kind of situation. Now, that was the brief as well from Mark. Hey, look, I've got this amount of money that I want to do on part one of my build. Can we try and stick to that? So the leaf sprung option just ticked all the boxes. You still get all of the niceties though, track corrected rear end, all your steering arms and everything at the front as well. He did opt for electronically adjustable shocks. So you don't really need to lose out too much. You're just not doing the coils side of it, yeah, and going down that road with having to pay for those types of modifications. So this one right here, 4-inch 35s, 4.2 ton GVM upgrade from Superior with the Outback Tourer kit is just a big tick for part one of this touring build. I mean, look at this thing, 4-inch and 35s, it just makes these vehicles look absolutely amazing, and it actually works. So, well, with all that extra weight that you're going to be putting into the vehicle when you're touring, you're going to need a good set of wheels and tires to get you there and get you home in one piece. However, with particular GVMs, you're going to need to do that anyway for compliancing reasons, and it's definitely a must-do on the Outback Tourer kits because of how much extra weight you are now going to be able to carry. So if you're looking at GVM stuff, you definitely need to be aware that your wheels and tires may have to change depending on what you're going with on your particular setup. But on this particular setup, it is definitely a must. We've got the 312 HD methods, and they are wrapped in a 35-inch Yokohama Geolander XAT, one of my favorite all-terrains. These are, however, I do like the Maxxis Razor as well. They are pretty cool, I like those. But that's what you're seeing right here. And this thing is gonna get you there and get you back, no drums at all. We've covered GVM, wheels and tires. The next big thing that you're going to need is a tray and canopy package to make sure you've got somewhere to put all of your gear. So what we've got here is the premium tray canopy package from Boss Aluminium. And this particular one is an absolute must-have in my opinion. I love the Boss gear. I've actually run this gear on my own vehicles in the past. So it was a no-brainer for us to do that for Mark's build. Now, the great thing about these trays, ample amount of water that you can actually get. We've got 70 litres underneath, and we've got, I think it's 40 litres in the headboard as well. So that's definitely a must, especially if you're doing long distance touring. You got premium boxes, which are absolutely massive. That is the whole idea of the premium trays, to get max storage. So something like that is just fantastic for when you've got a bunch of gear that you need to take away with you as well. A great thing that these trays also have is a modular system on the rear and on the inside, but we'll get to that in a minute. So you could do dual wheel holders if you wanted to. You could literally do jerry can holder. They have a ladder as well that can go in the center here. All these bolt points here are for all those extra products that you can get straight through these guys. They've got trundle drawer as well under here. They've got a nice little tray there also. It's got lockout devices on it so it doesn't fall back in if you're on a bit of an incline. So those are all those little secret features that make a tray very usable and much easier for you to utilize when you're out and about. Fill point on the back for the 79s. That's where you are filling up the vehicle. And then you've got some water outlets underneath here. One's pumped, one's gravity fed, or you can pump both. Totally up to you, those options are available. But for Mark's Touring Essentials package, that's what he's got for this particular one. Let's have a look inside, shall we? Alrighty, welcome to my favorite part, inside the canopy.
Why, Brent? Why is it your favorite part?
Because the way that Boss Aluminium has designed these canopies and the inside of it is just my favorite out of probably most of the brands that we've been working with or have worked with in the past. Why is it like that? Because this is super modular. All of these uprights here are now bolted into place. You can relocate them. You could take these out and literally have a open, empty box and do whatever you like in here. However, the guys have a absolute massive list of products that they build for these canopies. Upright fridges with surrounds so you can bolt them straight in, drawers, kitchens, pantries, travel buddy holders, power systems. They've got everything that you could want or need to put into a canopy. So when we get a customer that comes in and says, I want to start at, point 1, which is exactly what this is, this particular canopy, and the reason why we love using these products is because of that very reason. You are able to then go use the vehicle and go, I think I do want to do a upright here, and I'd like a pantry there, and then I'd like another drawer there, or I'd like to do a big massive drawer on that side. Whatever it is, you're able to do that in stages as you progress in your build. That's the reason why we love using the Boss Aluminium product. It just allows you a lot more flexibility when you're doing a build in stages. So now that you've got the back all sorted out, ready to rock and roll, it's usually what's in front of you that is going to cause you the most damage. So what are you going to need? You're going to need a bar. On the front, we've got the ARB new facelift approved bull bar. Why does it need to be new? Because these things have actually got a radar that sits in the grille. So ARB has done their homework. They move the radar down the front. Not all of the new bars for the facelifts do that. That's just what these guys have done. In the bar though, we have a carbon 12,000 pound winch that has a nice little flippy uppy number plate bracket there as well for the number plate. On the bar for seeing down the highway on those long trips is a set of Road Vision S9s. These things are fantastic. They've got a beautiful little DRL type glow to them when you have your ignition on, so car on, nice cool little light, backlighting on there as well. So frontal protection on the vehicle is all sorted, ready to rock and roll for out west. Bar at the front is going to protect you from any animal strikes, but what's protecting the engine of the vehicle? Well, on this one, again, sticking to the budget, we had a option to go with, things like filters and all that kind of stuff. But I thought the best thing that we're going to need to do is get this V8 breathing as best as we can. So we've got the R-Max Snorkel on the front of the car, and then underneath we've got a Torqit 3.5-inch exhaust to help get that diesel, getting air in there and then getting air out the back as well is going to make it breathe so much more efficiently, which inherently gives you better fuel economy. And yes, I know it's only just a Snorkel and an exhaust, but guess what? Obviously you are probably going to want more power down the track, and that's exactly why stage 1 of the build let's get the essentials on first, then it makes so much more sense to then do things like power upgrades a little bit later down the track because you've ticked that box already. I almost forgot to mention mirrors. And the reason why is because it's just a non-negotiable for us when we're building a 70 series. You cannot leave the factory mirror on the car. You have to put a set of Clearviews on it, in my opinion, that is. And it's definitely an essential part of a touring build on a 70 series. Well guys, that's it for part 1 of the Touring Essential 79 build. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, that way you can see me back on part 2 of this touring build. All right, I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.